Turn the page, light the spark. Magic lingers after dark. Plot twist, heartbreak, dragons too. Book club chaos coming through. Spoilers fly and curses sleep. Grab your favorite fantasy ship. Nikki and Justine are here. Your new book besties in your ear. Welcome to the Uncensored Authentic Book Club podcast, where the stories are magical and the opinions are unhinged.
Hello, hello. Welcome to the Uncensored Authentic Book Club podcast. We are your hosts, Justine and
Nikki.
so we are just two girls who love books and honestly love talking even more, especially about those books. So if you're someone who gets way too invested in fictional characters, has strong opinions about plot twists, or just loves a good book chat, you are in the right place. We are so excited to book club with you today. But before we dive in, a quick heads up. This is your official warning, guys. There will be spoilers. And there will be some language. We are finishing out the brand new book, Adversary to the Villain, which means if you didn't listen to the other ones, you're about to learn what happens at the end. So,
And
do
it'll
not
piss you
skip.
off.
It will make you upset. So do not skip to this. Also, there's going to be some language because we simply can't help ourselves. And
This
it's
book
going to
made us
happen.
feel feels. So
It made us
yeah.
feel a lot of feelings. So
Mhm.
consider yourselves warned. Let's get into it, guys. Nikki.
So we are going over chapters essentially 41 through 82, 83,
82, I think there are.
82 plus an epilogue.
Plus an
Okay.
epilogue.
We left off right as Keely shot an arrow through Malcolm's heart.
Which, how crazy that that's where we picked to leave off. I feel like
I know.
we kind of shot our own selves in the foot there. Because
I
I remember
know.
reading that last sentence and being like, what? What?
And I'm like, Justine, I have no self-control. So I read
You
the
kept
next like 2
reading.
chapters
Ah,
because I
I
had to.
didn't. I was
I
like,
had to.
I gotta wait.
So, as Keely shot the arrow through the heart, Claire's like, oh my gosh, like, what is happening? Everyone's kind of like freaking out. Evie steps up and she's like, she like sniffs, and like Alexander, the human, is like, that's weird. Apparently, there was a missive that they intercepted on their way to go see the Valiant Guards. And the note says that Malcolm was safe with Winnie at Tristan's mother's house. So the Malcolm in front of them is not Malcolm. It was actually the Silk. So Keely shot the Silk.
How did they get the Silk to agree to that?
How did
Or did
they? There's unfortunately, and I don't feel like it's explained even through all of these chapters. There's a lot of things that happen I don't understand.
I get, yeah, same.
You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Like,
same.
why was that so easy? Why did that happen? Like, just like that.
That
Like, there's
way.
a lot of that.
Yeah.
And unless it's explained in the next book, it might just be her writing style now where things just happen.
Ugh.
Which I don't love.
I don't know if I'm a fan of that because
Well-
there's just so much, like you said, that happens. And I'm like, wait, what?
Yeah. I think, too, I tried to remember that this is supposed to be like a very easy, whimsical read and not like a 600-page fantasy, epic fantasy that we do read. So does there need to be an explanation for everything?
Perhaps not, but I want it.
Yeah, me too. Like, how did they get the Silk to do this? How did she know it was the actual Silk?
Like, if
You know,
she
just from the
could
smell, when
make
she
it a
didn't even know it was the
600-page
Silk when it was
when
the
it was
bunny that
the
was
bunny.
pretending to be Alyssa.
See, yeah,
That
I
was like their
don't-
only interaction. It's not like, yeah, I don't know.
I don't know either.
The Silk disappeared after that, so like I don't get it either. Anyway, so the Silk is now dead.
Yeah.
Okay, and they're like bantering back and forth between the Valiant Guards or whatever. And King Benedict rides up and he's just like, and Evie has her dagger. Her magic's going a little crazy. And he's like, careful with that dagger. It has its own magic. Mwahahaha.
Yeah.
He like leaves. They all like the Valiant Guard like leave. There's no like killing in this, which is I find the weirdest thing, but again, whimsical, fun, whatever. Anyway, so they like leave. Evie's magic is going like absolutely crazy. It's like out of her control. She's telling everyone to go away. She's like, guys, back up. Like I don't have control over this. Tristan's of course not moving. He's like, babe, I'm right here. I'm right here.
It's okay.
Like, it's okay.
Yeah.
Just breathe. You are
Because
in control.
right before this, the Valiant Guard had said something like, we're here to get you, and she's like, I'm already taken, and he's like, wait, you're taken, like Tristan was.
Yes.
And so they had like already agreed right before this that like they were together yeah. So he's like, I'm not leaving your side. I'm
right and
right
he hasn't
here
this whole time.
No,
And I will say
Tristan
he doesn't in the future either, you know what I mean?
No.
So like he is there for his girl, so he's like, I'm here, like it's okay. She's going crazy, the dagger's going crazy, it's like humming with magic. She's not understanding what's happening. She's like trying to talk herself into her head like, hey, like these are your friends, like stop this. And like her magic's like, no, like do it, like be bad, blah blah blah. And like she's like fighting this, ends up stabbing Tristan above his heart in his shoulder.
Yeah.
So of course she freaks.
Claire
freaks.
Everyone's
like,
freaking
get
out.
away from Tristan. Like stop. So then Evie's like, oh my God, I like made him bleed. I hurt the man I love. And she does the one thing she promised herself she'd never do. She ran. Now here's another thing that happens that doesn't make fucking sense to me.
Oh no. Okay.
She ends up in that little village that they went to, I think in
the Heart Village.
Yeah. That they went to in like the second or third book or whatever. To her cousin, Helena. They're now friends, apparently.
They're not BFFs.
Don't
Helena
understand
said,
that.
Evie, my friend, I tried to drown you. And
come live with me for a little bit
come
while
live
you're
over here
having
for a
an
bit.
existential crisis. Yeah, sure. And then I guess because she got into this village, she doesn't really have access to her magic because that's like the price you pay to get into this thing. And like, I don't understand how that, I really don't understand how she freaking got there, because I vividly remember going through a whole journey to get there.
Yeah.
But by the time she's there, she's been there for like a couple days.
A week,
and like
almost.
Yeah. And then when she does finally come back, she was only gone for 7 days. I'm like, didn't it take 3 days to get there? So then it would take like 3 days to get, how'd you run there? How did you get there without the Valiant Guards coming to capture you or an angry mob, because you're now the villain?
Yeah.
Like that didn't make any sense. She was just like, no, I'm here at the Heart Village. And I was like, what? With my BFF cousin that tried to drown me. I'm like,
the sound effect just made it better. I'm at the Heart Village. Like, here I am.
But that's how it felt though, you know?
Did. No, it
and
did. It literally was like, oh my God, Tristan is bleeding out. And then Blade is like, and then it switches to Blade's POV, and Tristan is like a homeless man who's reading the Corset Society.
Yeah,
Gideon's POV.
He's
Corset
like going
Society.
crazy without Evie. He's just looking like a hermit.
He is. And then next chapter, Evie's like, well, I've been in the Heart Village with my cousin for about a week now. And I'm like, when did you go to the Heart Village?
How did you get there without a horse? You walked, so that would take you longer.
Thorns that are enchanted that Tristan
that happens multiple times.
Yes, it has. So I'm like,
but Gideon also gets through the thorns. Keely gets through the thorns. Yeah, without Tristan. Yeah, I don't. Yeah.
So I'm like, I'm very confused. How you got here? You didn't take Fluffy. You didn't fly.
How did you have a horse?
You didn't have a horse. You didn't take the dwarves. You ran there on your feetsies. All right,
without getting caught.
And then you went up against the bridge trolls, and they were like, "Oh, no need to solve a riddle this time. Just leave your magic, and you're good." Like what? Okay, but yeah.
But I guess she feels safe at the Heart Village, one, because she's with her cousin, but two, because it's like a in-between territory. So like it's not under the domain of King Benedict or any other kingdom. However, of course, there's spies everywhere. Like you said, Tristan at this point is looking like a hermit.
He's looking like a hot mess. He's like all sorts of disheveled.
He's all messed up. He's like, I don't know what to do.
But like he's also magically healed.
Yes. So he's like trying to figure out why, as soon as he pulled the dagger out of him, he was healed instantly. He was healed.
Yeah.
He's like
no issue
writing letters out to some people. I think one of them was Joseph. The other ogre that Edwin knows, to see, because he studied magical prophecies and books and all that other stuff. So he's like writing letters to him, like, hey, can you come over? Like, I have questions. I feel like you would know what's going on. How blah 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 blah.
Yep.
So Joseph's like, yeah, I'll come over. like, no problem. He comes over. They have Edwin and him have like obviously some type of cute little history.
They have some sort of history. Yes,
They're
they
just
do.
so adorable.
Yes, they
and,
do.
You know, they're going through it. Gideon's feeling like, oh my gosh, I gotta find my sister. Gideon knows where Evie is, but he has not told Tristan or
He
anybody.
hasn't told. Yeah,
Because
he hasn't told
Evie has
Tristan.
written to him
Yeah.
and is like, hey, I'm fine. I'm safe. I'm in the Heart Village. Like, it's okay. I just need some time or whatever. And so
Which
he's like,
at least
okay.
I'm glad that she at least did that. Like, I'm glad that she let somebody know where she was
Mhm.
instead of just fully running away like her mom did.
Yeah. Like, there's no more mention of Nora.
No,
She's
Nora's
gone.
just gone.
Like, throughout the next, like, the whole rest of the book. No, Nora.
The bitch
gone.
is gone.
Yeah,
Um,
she's gone.
I do want to mention that at one point, Lissa had said that the story she was living was no longer safe. Because, like, you know how she was writing the story about destiny and fate? And in one of her little chapters, she said that she said, goodness, it was so much messier than Lissa had realized. The story she was living was no longer safe. The way they phrased that, the story she was living she is like no longer safe. It like kind of set off like a
warning bell.
Huh? Did Lissa write this whole story? Are they living? Is Lissa fate or destiny? Like, as a young
child
kid,
of so
a child of something.
My
If
thing
she
with
takes
that
over,
too is she also asked Gideon at some point to go back to their family home to get the rest of her stories. So she's still writing the story about Moira, aka Fate, and then Destiny. But then she's like, "Hey, I have other stories at the house. Can you like go get them?" And he's like, "Okay." He's like, "Yeah, sure." So they go and get the stories from her house.
Keely and Gideon.
Yeah, Gideon goes there. Keely ends up showing up. They have a cute little makeout session on his couch.
They do have a little steamy sesh.
So he's like, "What are the chances of me if I kiss you, you'd hit me?" And she's like, 6. And he's like, "I'll take those odds." And like, then they make out.
And then they make out. It was really, really cute.
Yeah. And then during this makeout session, they find that one of the cookbooks that they were like going through or whatever was hollowed out and it had the blue ink in it.
Yep.
So they're like, that's weird. We're going to take that back to the manor. And again, everybody has a different POV, so we're jumping around. Now we're back to the Heart Village. Evie's there. Her and Helena are like having a great old time. They're like getting drunk on gin.
They are getting
Helena's like, Helena's like, there's a bar cart like around the block, like it's right there. Go and get more. And she's like, okay. So she does. She runs into. She thinks she's being followed. She is, and it ends up being Marv, Raphael, and Roland.
Okay. That's it.
Yes. So Roland and Marv are like kind of close.
They're like kind of a thing.
Yeah,
kind of a thing.
Marv is still not healed, but like they have like these flowers that are like suppressing it to like make him stay alive. Essentially, Raphael's there, and she's like, "What the hell are you guys doing here?" And he's like, "Hey,
why did you sneak up on me?"
Right. He's like, "That was the best idea," and I'm like, "Men,
why?"
Because they're boys.
And
she's like, "Why are you guys here?" And he's like, "Because I want you to know that like our mother is working with King Benedict again. Doesn't care. She's making more like memory plants and like all this other stuff. And just to let you know, and he has spies that are in the Heart Village. They're looking for you actively. Yeah. And we want to stand up against that because that's not right. So we're here to warn you." And she's like, "Oh, well, I'm staying at the theater with my cousin." And he's like, "The theater? That's where his spies are." And she's like, "What?" So she starts running back to the theater.
Helena shows up first.
Oh yeah,
Helena's like Evie with a bottle,
which now I think Raphael and Helena are
Helena 100%. She like throws a shoe at his face, and I'm like, if this is not like resand and fair coated,
she's like, she's like, "Stay away from my cousin," and he's like, "What are you happening? This is like, you look like a wild woman."
Crazy. I definitely think they're gonna end up together. Everyone seems to have somebody. Like there is not one person in this book except Lissa who is like not coupled. Yeah, I know. That's what I'm saying. Except the child who is not coupled or paired off. Like everyone is being coupled off.
Right. That is true. So her and Helena are there. They're like, Evie's like, no, like I know him, it's fine, it's whatever. And she's like, "Oh, okay." And then they're like, "Oh, like the theater." That's where your spies
Gotta
are. And
go.
she's like,
Yeah.
what? And so she starts running back to the theater for some stupid reason. And she gets in there, it like locks. She's like, if this is a ghost, this is very fucking creepy. And like, I thought
Yeah.
it was funny. And a body slams down on the floor, and she's like, oh my God, no, no, no. I think it was Fitz.
Or Fitz.
Yeah. And she's like, oh my
Fritz?
God, no, 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 no.
Fritz.
He's
One
like
of those.
bloodied up and everything like that. And taped to him or whatever is a wanted flyer, and it says the villainess burns down the theater. And then she smells smoke, and now the theater's burning down, and she's trying to get out and trying to bring Fritz's body, and it ends up being Douglas.
I don't remember his name. He
don't know who
works
that
at the
is.
theater. He's been working at the theater. Like
Yeah,
it's
and
not just some random guy that would not have been seen before.
well, he is Helena's cousin. No, because that would make her Evie's cousin. He is.
Mm-mm.
He was
He's
part
somebody.
of Helena's because the uncle gave the theater to Helena, and he's
To
like pissed
Helena.
about that.
Yeah, and he was supposed to give it to this Douglas dude.
Yes,
And Douglas is pissed.
Yeah, so
So
then I
that's
guess
why
he
he
decided
turned
to frame
against her.
Evie.
Yeah.
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 Makes sense to me. So she's like coughing and like hacking up lungs, and the theater's falling apart, and it's on fire, and she's trying to get out, and just about as she's about to die,
Yep.
her pinky comes, and you know what's on her pinky? Her little gold,
her little gold ring.
Guess who bursts through the door?
My man, my man, my man.
Mary.
Tristan Mayreen.
So he
Come on
grabs her
down.
Just as the building collapses.
Yeah.
Okay. Now it's important to note that the chapter beforehand, we were at the Massacre Manor.
Yes.
Joseph has showed up. He's talking to Edwin and everybody like that. And I forget who, but someone comes in and is like, oh, hey, like, where's the boss or whatever? And they're like, oh, he like left immediately after I told him what he needed to know.
Yeah.
And he's like, what did you tell him? And he's like, that he's a core healer.
Yeah.
You knew
And
that,
everyone's
though.
like, what?
Yeah, but he says like you knew that to
Uh-huh.
Alexander, and this is where the suspicion starts.
Well, to Alexander and Edwin. Edwin also knew.
Yeah. So he was like, you knew he was a core healer. So they tell him he's a core healer.
Mhm.
Back to the burning building. All of a sudden, they're in Helena's like shed, and everyone is fine. Him and Evie are fine because his magic, I guess, enveloped them. His core healer
His
magic
core healer
enveloped
music.
them,
Yeah,
and
magic.
like didn't. So the building didn't affect
And
them
Fritz,
in any
Fritz,
type of
Fritz
way.
Fitz is also okay.
Yeah, he's also okay. He's
Yeah.
healing or whatever. So they're there. They're having a cute little moment. He's like, she's like, I'm sorry I ran. He's like, it's okay to run. Like, I get it. Like, I understand why you did. They're having, their cute little.
Did you write down the quote?
No,
Okay.
I didn't write down anything.
She said, I can't believe you came to find me. And he said,
Mhm.
there is no world in existence that I do not come for you. And I said,
Which I read a lot of these types of books. I get it. And there's going to be crossovers, but it's giving Fourth Wing.
how'd you have to go and soil it?
I'm sorry, but in Fourth Wing, he says there's nowhere you can go in existence that I wouldn't find you violence.
He does say that.
Oh,
He does
Yeah.
say that. This is a little bit different. There is no world in existence that I do not come
I
for
know.
you, is what
like,
Tristan said.
I don't want to say they're the same genre, but like they're all, the grumpy
They're
old men.
fantasy.
Yeah, they're
Yeah.
fantasy. So there's only so much you can write. I'm not saying that there's any,
No,
no,
I
just,
get it.
that's where it took me,
Yeah, I get it.
Anyway, so they're like happy. They're back together. They decide to go back to Masker Manor.
Yeah.
On their way back, they have a little fun up against a tree and on the forest.
Sure do.
She like
Not
jumps
like-
his bones.
Not like all the way fun, but
No,
like
yeah.
teasing fun.
Yeah, they have some fun.
Yeah.
And then there's this light.
Yeah.
And they're like, what the heck is that? And they're like, Massacre Manor.
Of course.
Jumping back to Massacre Manor, as they're like getting okay back together and they're traveling at Massacre Manor, Keely brings back her friend Mo, the librarian.
The librarian.
The librarian. And she's like, she was attacked. Like, there's nowhere else for her to go. Like, I brought her here. And Tati's like, oh, like, I don't see anything wrong with you except for maybe some bruises. But, like, let me, like, heal you, whatever,
Mhm.
make you feel better. And she's like, thank you so much. And Kingsley's like, something's weird here. I don't
Yeah.
like this. This is not who this person is supposed to be. Like, something's off. And so Mo's like, oh, that's so nice of you, blah, 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 blah. They're talking or whatever. And it turns out Mo is actually Moira.
Moira.
So Lisa bounces in. I think they're in the kitchen. Bounces in the kitchen, and she's like, Moira.
Yeah, she knew who she was.
Yes.
Like right away.
And she like backs away from her.
Yeah.
And she's like, yeah, that's my full name. And she's like, Moira. And like takes another step back. All of a sudden, Moira is Fate.
Fate.
So Fate's real name, I guess, is Moira.
So how does Lissa know this?
I don't know.
Why is that? Moira is such a specific name
It
to
is.
give a fate, to give a character in your book, let alone name Fate something different.
Yes,
So, like, how did Lissa
for sure.
know this? She's writing down everything that's freaking happening. Like,
yeah.
how? Before
I
it's
think she's like
revealed.
one of Fate's. Well, I think she's one of Fate's children or something, like she's touched by that or whatever. I
think
don't know.
she like
Something with the
takes
starlight.
over.
Yeah.
Like, you know how there always has to be like someone else, like a runner up, like the person who's taking your place. So like if you're getting to the point where like you're sick or whatever, there's someone else coming up behind you is there to take your
like
place.
an oracle.
Yeah, I feel like something's gonna happen to either fate or destiny, and Lissa is going to take their
space.
place. Like she's
Yeah.
like the predecessor, not the
To him.
predecessor, the one that comes after. She's the one that comes after and takes their place. It has to be because she's like writing this all down and like all
Yeah.
of this is happening. And like
Yeah.
the wording that she's using is strange.
It is. It is very strange. And this whole interaction is very weird. So Moira is like, I just want to say I'm very sorry. And they're like, what? And they're like, sorry for what? She's like, for this. She like snaps the book, the storybook that they had is now in her hands. She opens it. Fate does, or Moira does. And she entraps Becky, Blade,
Yep.
Claire,
Yep. Tati,
Kingsley, and Alexander Kingsley.
Yeah.
Okay.
5.
She entraps them. She doesn't entrap Gideon, Keely, Edwin, or Lissa.
Or Lissa.
They are gone at this point or hiding. Or I don't know what happened to them, but they're not in this thing. So she entraps them in like, I'm gonna say a cocoon.
Yeah.
And it's like a mind mental game. So they're shown so each character is shown something either in their past or like in their future or what could have been or what can be. And all in what Fate says is like, if you want to, all you have to do is wish that this to be true and I can make it so. And like a lot of it's like, you would never have to go through all of this pain.
Yeah.
If you don't want to. Essentially. So like, Claire goes through this whole thing with like Tristan and like how their powers were switched between her and Evie. She's like, you can save Evie, you can save Tristan from him becoming the villain. Alexander goes through his things, but everybody goes through their own thing. Blade goes through something with his dad.
Yep.
His
dad essentially sticking up for him.
Yeah, and him wanting his dad's love.
Mm-hmm.
He's like, you know what? No, I don't want to change anything. I don't need it. So if they say no, they pass.
Yeah.
Okay. So everyone eventually starts waking up one by one. It's like Claire and then Tati and then Blade and then Becky, or Alexander and Becky. Becky's the last one to wake up, and they're like,
we don't see Alexander's or Becky's, right? Or those no, we don't see Tati's or Becky's. We don't see 2 of them.
We don't. Well, Becky's is a live one, which I'm gonna get into.
Right.
Alexander's is one because he says, yeah, we do see Alexander's.
We do see Alexander's
because this is where we find out he's the one that set up him turning into a frog instead of Claire. It being Claire's fault, and he just lets.
So
Claire
we don't
take the fall
see
for it.
Tati's.
Yeah.
Okay. Tati's
Yeah.
and Becky's, and then I was like, why didn't we see those 2? And then Becky's is like the live
they're
one.
like, oh, so we all passed, and she's like, not all of you. And
not
and
really.
like at this point, I thought Lissa was in one of those pods, and I was like, oh my god, is Lissa dead? Is Lissa going through this? Is she gonna die? Lissa's not in it. She's fine. She's like hiding in a corner somewhere, so she is okay. But Becky wakes up and she's like, they're like, Becky failed, and she's like, I don't fail at things. What do you mean I failed? And she's like, you failed. And she's like, I don't fail. So they're like, she like goes through this whole thing. She's like, no, like put me back in the test. Like I didn't fail. I don't fail at these things. And he's like, no. And so she dies, quote in quotations, dies. She
Yeah.
basically falls asleep, and everyone's like, and Fate's like, I can grant you one wish, and they're like, can you save Renadon? And she's like, I can. And Blade is like, go
Becky.
ahead and revive Becky. I will save Renadon.
Yeah. Fuck Renadon's fucking
And then
story.
they all agree. They all
Save
agree.
Becky.
So Becky then wakes up, but she was never dead because she could hear this whole conversation going on. And she's like, what the hell? And Moira's like, congratulations, you passed. And she's like, what? And she's like, yeah, your brain is too logical. So I couldn't put you through something emotional, like from, you know,
wouldn't work.
so a live test would have been better. And she's like,
Yeah.
you motherfucker,
Oh,
I'm going to
God.
punch you in the face. And
What
Blade like
the
restrains her.
fuck?
He's like,
Shit.
no.
And
let's
then
not
all of a
hurt Fate."
sudden, Becky's like, knock, Wiku.
Yeah. And then all of a sudden they're fine. Lissa pops back out from like the underneath the counter or something. Again, I don't know where she went. I have no idea where Gideon and Keely are either. Or Edwin. So then she gets put through the test and she's like, yeah, I just want to, you know, see where you guys all are, blah, blah, blah. Okay, whatever, what have you. And that is when Tristan and Evie come back in. Tristan's like, yo, what's going on? And they're like,
Because they're all
"Oh,
like looking at the storybook in his office, like,
yeah,
what is happening? And he's like, the fuck are you doing in my office?
right." And they're like, oh, yeah, by the way, Fate's here. And he's like, what? Where? And they're like, over. Oh, well, she's gone.
Well, she's gone.
Um,
Our girl Moira done disappeared.
she just disappeared.
Yeah.
And then Evie comes in because she was looking for Lissa, and like everyone's so excited. She's happy. They're all happy. Claire apologizes. She's like, listen, I know you were scared and I didn't make it any better. I'm very sorry. Like, I didn't mean to tell you to like get away from him, you know, and all that. She's like, no big deal. It's fine. Like, everything's cool. Everyone's good. Her and Lissa are now a little bit like kind of on the rocks.
Yeah.
Lissa tends to like kind of avoid her,
Yeah.
essentially. And she's like, you know, leaving the bed in the morning. So before Evie gets up and she goes to bed, before she goes to bed, and like, you know, kind of avoiding her. And she's Evie's really kind of feeling it because she's understanding, and they're in that situation where she's understanding that Lissa is growing up. And so she's not needed as much.
Yeah.
However, she still is needed. Lissa's only 10.
Yeah.
And, you know, she feels awful that she left her sister because she's like, I just left you. Like, our mom left you. And, like, you know, and she does feel awful about these things.
See, and I don't like the reason that Lissa is like ignoring Evie or like avoiding Evie. I would have much rather it have been Lissa was
She was
upset
with her. Yeah.
with her for leaving. And instead she's like, I was just trying to prove to you that like I can take care of myself. By ignoring your sister?
Well, I guess because she doesn't need her in the morning or at night. And she's like, I don't, you know. Yeah, it was a little weird. I love that tea party scene though. It all happens at a tea party.
Oh, I love the tea party scene.
And
'cause
Tristan's there,
yeah.
of course. And
Of
he's
course,
like,
because he's at the tea party.
right. And,
Lord Blossom or whatever he calls himself.
that's the snail. He's
Oh,
Lord
I'm
Daffodil.
so sorry. Lord Daffodil. I'm
Yeah,
so
which
sorry.
Tristan picked, by the
Which
way.
he picked. Yeah. Yeah.
And Evie shows up and she's like, hey, Lissa, can like we talk?
Yeah.
Like
we
just
need to chat.
us.
Yeah.
And Tristan's like, oh, we need more sugar. And Lissa's like, it's right here. He throws it out the window.
He's like, we need more sugar.
He's like, there was a spider. I will get more sugar. So then they kind of hash it out, you know, and they get back together. She's like, I just didn't want you to think that, like, you know, I think Lissa didn't want to feel like a burden because she says that Evie doesn't get to do all these things because she had to raise her. And Evie's like, that's the best part, though. I get to do something no one else gets to do.
Yeah.
It's a beautiful moment, but I do wish she was just kind of upset versus like avoiding her just to prove that she didn't need her.
Yeah. I mean, I feel like,
yeah.
yeah, I just didn't love that part. I don't know. I
Yeah.
was like, Lissa.
Yeah. And then
Come on,
Tristan
kid.
comes back and he's like, there's crying. Is this okay? And then they're like, yeah, we made up. They're happy tears. And they're like, okay, cool. And they have a cute little thing. And they talk about marriage again.
Yeah.
Because Evie falls off the chair and she's like, oh, no, it was already broke when Tristan fell off of it when I asked him if he was going to marry you. And she's like, what did he say?
she's like, huh?
She's like,
And
so what
Tristan
did
was
he
like,
say?
We're going to revisit this.
Yeah,
Okay.
and then Lissa, being a child, she goes, yeah, he also sniffed your pillow and he keeps your scarf. And like, she's just telling all his secrets. And he's like, what the hell is happening?
Betrayed by a 10-year-old right now. Like, stop telling her all this shit.
Yeah, yep. He's like, I kept one scarf. It's not like a shrine.
Yeah, and he's like, I didn't sniff the pillow. I was screaming into it. And Lissa's like,
Sir, okay.
Tristan.
Okay, sir.
Alrighty then.
So they make up. They're all good. Everybody's good.
Yeah, everyone's happy for a sec.
Yes, and Moira or Fate is just kind of here and there, and she's like loving
in
on
the
the
castle.
Guarves.
Yeah.
She's loving the little baby Guarves. She's loving the big Guarves because they came back, and they're like randomly. By the way, this is another thing that just happens.
The mom and dad
So
Guarv, but like
mom
then
and dad
nothing
Guarve
happens.
come back. And they're like, what is happening? And they're like, oh, they're just staying here because I guess they could sense the little ones. I don't know, but they're keeping them separate so that like they don't just like take off.
They
And-
could sense the babies, but they're not doing anything to get to the babies, which doesn't make sense to me because when the female Guarv was looking for the male Guarv, there was a whole fucking tornado thunderstorm outside because they were separate and she was trying to find him and couldn't get to him. But they literally know that the babies are inside and they're outside just like, oh, okay, have fun, guys.
Well, even Blade said something. He's like, isn't it kind of weird? He's like, I forget the exact word. He's like, isn't it kind of weird? Do we not find it weird that they're just letting us keep their children inside?
Yeah. And someone was like, it's like free babysitters. I would enjoy that too. And I'm like,
Yeah. I'm like,
no.
no.
I'm confused.
And Moira's like, hey, these are my kids. You know, I created them. They're Fate's creatures.
Yep.
And so she's like, you should reunite them. And they're like, no, can you promise like they won't take off? Because like we need their venom for like, you know, all this stuff, the storybook prophecy and stuff. And she's like, I can't promise that they won't take off, but I can't promise that they will.
Hold up. That happens after they decide to bury Arthur Mavering in a special cemetery to dig up part of the window that Tristan had sent there and he like buried in Tristan's
Which is the window that was in
his office.
Prologue? No, maybe it was in the prologue. I don't know. It was in his office though.
It was in his office.
It was the woman and the male barely reaching. They're reaching for each other and almost touching, but not touching. He hated it.
What a clue! That just sunk into my little head.
Oh, you didn't know that?
Didn't realize that.
Oh yeah, he hated it so much. Like after being there the first time in the Massacre Manor, he took it out and he sent it to Arthur as like a hey. Since you think I'm all dead anyway and whatever.
Yeah, I don't need you or whatever.
These are the pieces you can have left or whatever.
Yeah.
And
Arthur buried them in this special cemetery that you need like special permission to be buried in or whatever.
Yeah.
In Tristan's stead, like he died. So Tati, Claire, Tristan, Evie, Kingsley are all on their way to Jellyfish Jones's boat so they can go to the special cemetery. And that's when Moira was like, hey, these are the Guarves. Let's reunite them.
Yeah. And they're afraid that they're just going to take off or whatever. But they reunite them and they don't take off.
They don't take off.
They just stay there, I guess, with Moira because Moira's there. I don't know.
Yeah.
Again,
I don't know either.
That just happens.
But the dad Guarv, what's his name? Francis?
No.
Does it start with an S?
It's not Francis.
I don't remember what it is. But the dad Guarv is so
like
excited.
Lulu and
I don't remember. It starts with an F. I'm 90% sure.
Hold on. I'm gonna try to look it up. Ooh. Nope, that's Griffin Sage. I don't need Griffin. I don't know what it is. It's a weird name. Okay. And I think the woman's name is like Lulu or something. I don't know.
I don't remember. But he starts flying, right? He's so excited to have his babies back.
So excited. He's like, woohoo, family reunited. I have all my girls and my boys.
Like clapping and they're like, look how beautiful. And then out of nowhere, he gets shot down out of the sky with a huge spear.
Yeah. But before this even happens, there's also a part where, or maybe not before this, I don't know when it is, but there's a part where Gideon's like, something's weird with the ink and the letters that they got.
Oh, that was before this. Yeah, they brought all the ink back.
Yeah, they were comparing the letters that Lissa got.
Yeah.
And they were comparing like the ink. They used the ink, which was blue ink. It allows you to see what people wrote. And they're like, oh, like that must have been from your father. And he's like, I don't think it was. Like, I think it was someone here because like look at the handwriting, blah, blah, blah. And then Lissa pulls out the handkerchief and it has an E on it.
Yeah.
And they're like, that's usually like a family crest or a family name. They go to Edwin thinking it was Edwin. Edwin's like, nope, only like 10 family, or Joseph's there. And he's like, only 10 families have that. And then, blah, blah, blah. But it should be Winnie's.
Yeah.
And they're like, oh, well, maybe Winnie gave it to somebody because she wasn't actually there for anything. So they were like, it can't be Winnie herself.
Winnie's, yeah.
So like maybe she knows who she gave it to. So they like send a missive
Mm-hmm.
to them, you know, telling them like, hey, ask Winnie while you're over there for, you know, blah, blah, blah. Because they're on their way to the journey to the
To Jellyfish
Arthur's,
Jones.
yeah, to Jellyfish Jones. So they're
Yeah.
sending them missives at the same time to meet them at the place. So when they get there, they can retrieve it.
Yep.
And they're like, ask Winnie where, you know, this is coming from. And they're like, okay. So that gets sent. Guarv gets shot down.
Yep. Gideon's pissed.
Gideon
He's
somehow rushes through the Thorny Grove
Thorny
without
Grove.
Tristan.
Yep.
Gets through. Keely does the same thing because she goes after him.
Yep.
They get through and they are just hacking them down. Like
They are.
he's like, I'm pissed. So he like kills all the Valiant guards, almost all the Valiant
of them.
guards.
Yeah.
And then Keely's there to help. And then all of a sudden, Keely screams.
Yep.
And the world goes black.
Yep. So
For
both Gideon and Keely, we don't hear from again.
Yes. So they're off on the side. Okay.
Yeah.
Back to Jellyfish Jones. We get to Jellyfish Jones's thing. He agreed to take them to Arthur's funeral because they decided he was going to be buried out at sea or whatever.
Yeah.
And the kids were like, hey, instead, let's bury him in that special place, in that special grave cemetery with the trees and everything, so we can dig up that stained glass window.
Always have the ulterior motives.
Right.
Yeah.
So we can dig up that stained glass window while we're there.
Yep.
You know, win-win. And they're like, perfect, let's do that. So they get to Jellyfish Jones's, which is Tati's father's ship. They get on, and they're like, what the hell? King Benedict is there.
Standing there. Just standing there in the middle of the fucking boat.
There. And they're like, well, what the hell's happening? And at first you think that Jellyfish Jones, like, turned them in, but he was really threatened.
Yeah, he had no
They
choice.
threatened Tati's
Tati.
life. Like, it was a hard situation, but they agreed to a no violence thing. So there's a magical protection on the ship where they can't kill each other. They can't hurt each other. Like, they try. Like, Tristan tried to, like, hit him with a sword. He bounced back. Evie tried with her magic. It bounced back to her.
And it turned out it's a portion of Gideon's shield magic that they kind of took from him before he left. That is doing this shielding.
Yes.
Yeah.
So they're shielded, and then they're like, well, we have like a day or two on the ship. Like, let's, you know, to the funeral. We're all going to go to the funeral together. I want the anchor, and I want the stained glass window,
and
I want the key.
Yeah.
And in turn, you guys can live happily ever after. I'll write everything. No one has to die, blah, 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 blah. And they're like, F off, no.
Cute, Benedict.
Cute, Benedict. We're not giving you jack shit. No. So, you know, tensions are obviously still high. They decide to sit down for like a dinner party, and Evie's
in the middle of the boat.
And Evie's sitting next to her dad. They're like going through things. Of course, quips are being made at each other.
Griffin's it's actually a pretty quippy. Funny. Like, I enjoyed that.
My favorite part of this whole thing is Evie's like, I got to get creative because I can't hurt them, and she throws like a bread roll
dad's head, like right at his forehead.
She's like, should I throw the butter dish too? Like, it's
yeah,
quite funny. I will not lie. Like, it is great, and Tristan's like so proud of her for all of this, and like they're like the villain side is like laughing and snickering, and like they're having a good time just seeing Benedict and his side.
Tati
like,
is cracking up like this entire time. She's like sitting there with her head buried in Claire's shoulder, like laughing. Claire is insulting Amara. Yep.
And so Claire's insulting Amara. Winnie is there, and I feel so bad for her. They like obviously she's getting the Cinderella treatment. Like she is getting beaten. She's like, you know, like fill up our pitchers, fill up our wine. Like she is a servant, and she's not talking nicely. And it bothers Alexander.
It bothers Alexander so fucking much. Like he gets so upset. And then Winnie, not so accidentally, spills an entire thing of water on Benedict's lap. Yeah. And like Griffin Sage is like pissed, and
he's like, apologize. And she's like, I can't.
I'm
like,
not sorry. I'm not sorry, so I will not apologize. And I was like, you go, Winnie. You tell him. Damn right, girl.
Yeah, it's a whole thing. And then she's like talking, whatever. She's like, Evie's just like hanging around after the dinner party. And Jellyfish is like, hey, like, your room's the last one, like, on the left or whatever. It's the furthest away from the Valiant Guards. And she's like, okay. And Tristan's, like, right behind her. And he's like, I'm coming with you. And she's like, okay, cool. They get into the room and they're talking and she's like, so are we gonna play checkers?
Yeah. She said, so you followed me down here. We playing a little game. And he's like, no. And I'm like, no.
But he's distracted 100%. He's like, no, I'm gonna sleep
Yeah.
outside in case any of the Valiant guards like, you
Try to
know,
get to you.
try to do
Yeah.
anything.
Yeah.
So he's outside.
Which makes sense. Literally, King Benedict is on the boat with them. So
know.
like, it makes total sense. And she's like, but wouldn't I feel safer if you slept in here? And he's
Yeah.
like, don't give me that
He's like,
shit.
if I was
Evie.
sleeping in here,
You
I'd be
know.
distracted.
Yeah, you know for damn sure if I slept in here, there'd be no fucking sleeping, and I wouldn't hear a damn thing coming down the hallway. I need to be outside. Don't look at me.
So he's outside. He falls asleep. He wakes up and he's like, oh my God, like Sage is in there. She like takes a bath or something. He's like remarkable. He's like, she looks stunning. She's got this beautiful dress on.
She's got like this off the shoulder dress and she
Mhm.
looks great. And he's
Yeah,
like,
and
damn,
Mhm.
that's my girl.
So then they're like, okay. He's like, let's go outside and like talk. And she's like, okay. So they're coming up with like a plan because they have to get to the cemetery before the other people do.
The other people
One,
do.
because the truce will be off as soon as they leave the boat.
Correct.
And then two, because they need that stained glass window before
Benedict.
Yeah. So they're like talking and Evie's like, they'll miss a lifeboat. Like they'll know like we're gone if the lifeboat's missing, blah, blah, blah. And he's like, okay, well, maybe we could try this or try that. And she's like, hold please. She strips down into like her undergarments, essentially.
Yeah, she does.
And she jumps off the ship.
She sure does.
And he,
before this, Claire comes up and she was like, has anyone seen Jellyfish Jones? Like, I need to talk to him. And Kingsley is a frog at this point. And they're like, why? Why do you need to talk to him? Why do you need to talk to him, Claire? Why do you need to talk to him? And Kingsley holds up a sign that says like marriage. And it's like Evie starts freaking out. Propose or something. Yeah. And Evie starts freaking out. And Claire's like, oh my God, stop. Like, and Tristan's like, do we really want to do this at my dad's funeral? And Tati comes up and she's like, what's at your dad's funeral? And they're like, nothing. Anyway, Evie's gonna strip naked right now and jump off the boat.
Like, I gotta go. Goodbye.
So they do.
It's just chaotic in the best way.
It
It's like you're in like, this whole serious situation. Like, okay, like how are we gonna get off this boat? And then all of a sudden she's like, I'm supposed to Tati, and you're like, what are we happening over here? What is happening?
This is what I've been missing the entire time, though, because like the prior 3 books, that's what it's been. It's been all 4 of them traveling together. We're hearing all these crazy freaking stories and like having them react to each other and doing all this shit while traveling here and there and there and here. And like we didn't get that at all in this book, but like when they're on Jellyfish Jones' boat, we do.
Yeah. But
we get
100%.
all of that quippy shit. And I'm like, I love this. I want more of this. And then it's over so fast.
It is. 100%, because what happens next is like the last 15 chapters.
Exactly.
And we know every fantasy book, the last 15 chapters just goes crazy.
It always goes to shit.
So
every single
time. He jumps
time.
into the water. He jumps in after her. They're swimming. They're fine. Whatever. They're struggling against the waves, but they're fine. She gets ashore and she's like, where the hell is Tristan? Tristan's gone.
Tristan's gone.
Tristan like drowns, essentially. She uses her magic to find him. She's like, find him. So it does. And she's like, bring him to me. And it does. And she like does CPR and he's like, oh, I know. She does CPR. He wakes up and she's like, what the hell? And he's like, I dropped something. And at first I thought it was going to be her handkerchief because he keeps her handkerchief, the yellow one, because he needs color in his life or whatever. And at first I thought it was that. But then he's like, the key. I needed the key.
I thought it was an engagement ring.
I thought it was the handkerchief.
I thought he dropped a ring, and I was like, "Oh my God, is he gonna propose right here on this beach? Oh my God!" And he didn't. He said, "It's this key," and I said,
it's
"Damn,
the key that we need,
Tristan, we missed an opportunity."
We did for sure. So they're like, "Okay, let's go to the cemetery," and she's like, "Can we find clothes first?" And they're like, "Yeah, let's find you clothes."
He's like, "Yeah,
so,
probably a good idea. Probably a good idea."
They're on their way to the cemetery and to find her clothes. Back at the boat, Claire finds Jellyfish Jones. He's like, hey, can I ask you something? And he's like, sure, what? And he's like, can I ask, for your blessing to marry Tati again? And he's like, I'll tell you what I told you the first time. And she's like, oh, it's up to Tati. And they're like, yep, but we love you. If our rules were reversed and I wasn't here, I know Arthur would take care of Tati. If you need anything,
which was so
let me know.
It was
very
sweet little
She's like crying and hugging him. And then Tati got off the boat and she's like, Claire. And like her mom's there. She gets, Claire gets to see her Tati's mom.
Yeah.
And meanwhile, Benedict's like, oh, where's Evie? Where's Tristan? And then
Alexander Alexander is a person again, and he's with Claire and
Yes.
Tati at this point.
Yeah, and they're like, oh, they're sleeping. They'll be up.
Yeah.
They'll be
They'll
out.
be up. They're just
Yeah,
taking
they're
their
sleeping.
time. They're having a good time in their bunk.
Yeah, they'll be out. They'll be at the funeral.
Yep.
So then back to Tristan. No, I'm gonna pause. I'm gonna go back to the manor first.
Okay. This
At
is
the manor.
so tough.
I know, because there's so many things going on. At the manor, Moira,
Yeah.
Fate, is also there. The huge Guarves decide to blow their venom at the kitchen, and Lissa's light explodes from her, trying to protect Becky and everyone in it, and it makes the whole kitchen very colorful.
Yeah.
And this is the part I don't understand or why it was included, to be honest with you. But it makes it so colorful. And Moira's like, this is what it was supposed to be like. Like, you know, Renadon's supposed to be very colorful, and it's supposed to have this magic and, you know, all this other stuff. And she brings a paintbrush, and she's like, see? And then she starts painting things, and they're like, oh, is that like a magic paintbrush we just like used to do? She's like, no, I bought it at the secondhand store. And they're like, oh,
gosh.
okay. And I don't like, even their dresses were changed in a very
Except for
colorful thing.
everyone's outfits
Except for
except
Blade.
for Blade's outfit was changed, and he was like, "Yeah, you can't change perfection."
Yeah.
And it's
He
like,
wears
oh,
crazy ass outfits.
oh, Blade.
And like Edwin's in love with the kitchen and like the ornate carvings and like, you know, all
Yes.
this other stuff. And like, I don't understand why that was included. I was like, what did that do?
I don't know. It has to play in somewhere.
I
But,
was
like, I truly have no
Okay.
idea.
Getting back to Claire
Cemetery.
and Tati, after Jellyfish Jones's thing, someone comes up and they have a missive or a letter for Evie, and Claire decides to open it. And
Yeah.
they're like, should you be doing that? And she's like, I don't know, but I'm glad I did, because in the thing, it says, hey, you know, can you ask Winnie or whatever? We don't really know what exactly it says. I'm assuming it says, can you ask Winnie who she gave her handkerchief to?
Yeah.
You know, it matches these things from the letters and blah, 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 blah. Also, I just realized that Lissa gave her letters to Gideon, but I thought the letters were destroyed in Accomplice when Claire was trying to use the magical ink to see who wrote them, and Kingsley knocked over the ink and got all over them.
On purpose.
Uh-huh.
I don't know.
Okay, anyway, moving on. Anyway, moving on. And Claire's
Magic.
like, but Claire's like, oh shit.
Oh shit. I know.
'Cause
And
she
at
knows
this point,
who
she's
gave- yeah.
looking around, and she's like, "Where's Alexander?"
Yeah, she's like, oh shit.
Yeah.
Back to the cemetery. Evie's like, I have a plan to get past this guard. And he's like, what? And she goes up to him half naked and she's like, hey, I went for a swim. My clothes went out to the wash. Can you get me something to wear? And he was like, oh my God, of course, like lady. Of course I will. Yes, 100%. Let me go get that for you.
You
So
just stay
guard
right
leaves.
here.
Yeah. Guard leaves. And Tristan comes up. He's like, what the fuck? He could have recognized you. He's like, oh, his eyes weren't anywhere near my face.
Yeah, and
And
Tristan's
he's like,
all
uh-huh.
right, let's move
So
on.
then he gives her dress back because they found a dress for her.
Yeah, already.
And so they get into the cemetery. They find Arthur's grave, freshly dug. They have a very
right
sad
Next
grieving moment, and it's next to Tristan's. Yes, and it's a very beautiful moment.
It
and
is.
he's like, it's very vulnerable, especially for Tristan. And he's like, do you
Yeah.
think he would have been proud that I'm a core healer? And she's like, I think he would have been proud just for you
was
being you.
Proud of
Like,
you,
it's a
no
very
matter what.
Beautiful moment for
It
sure.
was, it
And then
was.
he's like, all right, let's dig up my grave. They find shovels. They start digging. The guard comes back and he's like, Miss, I found this. Hey, what are you guys doing? And he gets knocked out by Alexander. And Evie and Tristan are like, oh my God, like, huh.
What?
Thank God we don't have to deal with that.
Timing, Alexander.
Right. What timing, Alexander? And Alexander comes in. He's like, oh, like, let me help you. So they're like, okay. So they start digging. Evie's just sitting there watching the men dig.
The men dig. I mean, I'd do the same. I don't
Yeah.
blame her.
She has like another they have like another morning thing. She's like, what's your favorite memories about Arthur? And like, you know, all this
Yeah.
stuff, blah, blah, blah. And they're talking. They find the box and Tristan's like, hey, you remember how we thought that Arthur didn't know what was in the, like, he thought it was just pieces of glass that he buried?
Yeah.
Arthur put the window
knew.
back together
He knew.
and buried it. He knew what it was.
Yep.
So they're like, oh shit. So They get out, they're very happy. And at this point, Tristan is like so happy.
Yeah.
He's like, it's gonna happen. Like, it's gonna happen. And she's
Yeah.
like, what is? And he's like, our girls. Like, he is
I know.
excited for their future. He
so
is like,
cute.
we're gonna enact the prophecy. We're gonna be happy. I'm gonna get married to you. We're gonna have our girls. Like, that is Tristan's mindset right now.
Yes.
And so Tristan, and then
They
I don't
hand
know.
it to Kingsley.
But like
And,
he has it and he's like, oh, okay. He gets out of the grave and then they're
He
like
gives
digging
it
it back up.
Yes, Kingsley
He
stays.
gives it to Tristan. Tristan's like, I'm gonna go put this somewhere safe because
Safe.
Claire and the rest of the gang are now coming. They have
Yeah.
about 5 minutes.
With Benedict. Like literally,
Yes.
they're like walking down to the cemetery. So it's they're all
Yes.
headed to the cemetery.
So like the time is of
Tristan
the
runs off
essence.
to hide this shit.
Yes, and then
Kingsley is
Kingsley's
acting strange.
she's acting very strange, and they're
Yeah.
putting the thing back in. He's like, I don't want to do this, and she's like, do what, Kingsley?
Kingsley, what do you?
What? All of a sudden, he grabs Evie
Uh-huh.
and puts a knife to her throat,
He sure does.
and Tristan busts in after
He's like,
giving her
"Mom,
go away,
I found you. I knew it.
and he's like, it's about time, Kingsley.
And
And I
at
was
that
like,
point, I was like,
Tristan knew Kingsley was a traitor.
how did he know?
So apparently, and you can fill me in if I'm wrong about this. Apparently, 8 months ago, before this all happened, because Evie gave a job up for another woman, and Kingsley knew about it. That's
Kingsley knew about it. That's what. Yeah.
She's like, how would you know that?
Yeah.
How would you know that? And so apparently, 8 months before Evie started working for the villain, Kingsley, I guess, was out, and Benedict had gotten to him. I don't know, convinced him that the curse has to happen to rewrite everything because that's the way it's supposed to go.
Well,
And he was just a
he
frog.
He tells him that that's the only way his friends will be
Will live.
safe.
Yes.
And will live.
And
And
so he
that's
wants to
how they
save
got.
them.
That's how he got.
This is also
Kingsley
Justine trying
and
to
trapped.
justify
Yes,
Kingsley.
it is because
I just say he's a traitor.
he
And
was
the epilogue, he's a bad guy. Justine.
he's just a frog, and he's like,
Now,
what can I
but he's
possibly
not.
do to help? And
Yeah.
and Benedict is like, well, the only way to help your friends is to enact the prophecy. If you don't enact the prophecy, like bad shit's gonna happen. They're all gonna die essentially. And
Yeah.
Kingsley's like, fuck. Well, now I have to do this. Like I have to do this. And
Well, it's
even
not the prophecy anymore. It's the curse.
it's the curse. Yes.
Yes.
But even when he's holding Evie to gunpoint, sorry,
No guns in this
knife
one.
point,
Yeah.
he is like, I don't want to do this. I don't want
Right.
to do this.
Right,
And
you're my best friend. I'm trying to save you.
I'm trying to save you. Like, please listen to me. Just give me back the peace, and like we can do this, and like we'll all be okay. And Tristan's like, then what the fuck do you have Evie at fucking knife point for, my dude? Like, let her go. If you actually want to work together, like let her the fuck go. And he's like, no, like I have to keep her here, whatever. And she's like, he's not gonna hurt me. And he's like, I will. And she like moves
Steps into
into
the knife, yeah.
and he like throws it down on the
Yeah.
ground, and he's like, I fucking told you he's not going to do it because he's not in his right mind, Nikki. He spent so long as a frog, and he's convinced that he needs to save his friends.
He's a traitor, and he's working with King Benedict to enact a curse that will kill Renadon. Anyway, but that's his story. And so after Kingsley throws down the knife or whatever, they're like, okay. And I think Claire and Claire and Tati end up showing up, and I'm like, do we have an escape plan or like what, And they're like, no, like we don't know what to do. And then Tristan's like, yeah, actually I do. Fowler, let's go.
Come here, buddy. The
And I was
flying
like,
dude.
Oh, Fowler came back. The flying guy. He has this hot air balloon that no
Sure
one
does.
saw, but whatever.
Fine. It's fine. And
He has the window. They
yeah.
all get in the basket. They fly
Except
off.
Tristan. Because Tristan goes to him and he's like, come on, bud. And he's like, I can't. And Tristan's like, okay. And gives him a hug.
Yeah.
And he pulls out and he's like, I'm upset with the choice that you made, but like, you're my best friend. I love you. You're like my brother.
And when you find out
and
you're wrong,
when you find out
come
you're
home.
wrong, come home. Like, we're ready for you, which I thought was
Yeah.
so nice of Tristan.
I
And then Tristan
know.
gets in the thing, and it turns out that while Tristan was hugging Kingsley took the key.
out of his
Why
pocket.
Tristan didn't put the key with the mirror when he went to Fowler to do this escape shit. I don't know, but he had the
Yeah.
key in his pocket, and
Yeah.
Kingsley took it, and
Yeah.
he gave it to Benedict.
Yeah. So now Benedict has the key.
Now Benedict has the key.
And here's where I also get confused in this little section. So I guess Fowler lands down halfway between Massacre Manor and where they were because Tristan realizes that the key is gone, so they have to go get it. So Tristan and Evie evacuate the air balloon. I'm gonna call her air balloon.
That's what
Yeah.
it is.
And they're gonna go and get the key, and the rest of them are gonna take the picture frame back to Massacre Manor.
Massacre Manor. Yep.
So they're like, cool. Evie and Tristan are like, Evie's like pissed off. She's sad. Like, I don't even know. She's like walking really fast. He catches up with her. He's like, do you have a plan? Like, what's going on? Blah, blah,
Yeah.
blah.
Well, she wasn't supposed to go with him. He was going to go alone to get the key, and she
Yeah.
ran off to do it. And he's like, motherfucker, of course she
Yeah.
did. So he chases after her, and then there's like an angry mob.
Yes, which I thought was so funny. They're like, oh my God, an angry mob for me?
She was
Like,
so
she's
excited.
so
She's like,
excited.
my own angry mob.
She's like, what do I do? And he's like, well, usually I chop their heads off. And she's like, oh, anything
Oh.
less gross? He's like, we can run.
You can run.
So they hold hands. They're running through the forest. And this is where it reminded me. Do you ever see Shrek?
Frolicking. Yes.
Yeah, and they're running from the mob together.
Yes,
That's what it
exactly
reminds
how
me
it
of.
is. That's exactly how it is. Now that you
So
say
they're
that.
running from the mob. They know shortcuts through the hickory forest, whatever.
Yeah.
And they get up to a tree. They get a little hot and heavy while the mob's like going by them, essentially not finding them.
They like trees in
Um,
this this
They
book.
do, like the forest and trees in this book.
Yeah.
But they don't go anywhere. They just make out, essentially.
Yeah.
And then they're like, okay, like let's continue our journey. They start walking. They find a field, and it's filled with these flowers. And Evie's like, something's wrong. We
I
need to
know
go.
this field. This
Yeah,
should
she's
not
like,
look like
this-
this. Yeah.
This is wrong. We gotta go. So they like start to turn around and like leave, and then all of a sudden,
Benny.
Benedict shows up.
How does Benny get there from the cemetery after he takes the key from Kingsley?
And
I
how
don't
does he
know.
know exactly where they are in the field of hickory forest? It's hickory forest.
I don't know.
I don't
I don't know.
understand. But the Destiny monster made the flowers, I guess, were glowing or something. And
Yeah.
so she's there, Benedict's there, everybody's there. And then they're like, hey, you need to do what we say and enact this curse. Or guess what? Your brother's gonna die.
Yep.
Out
they-
comes Gideon,
out
in
Gideon.
chains.
yeah.
And I'm assuming, like, I thought it was like a black spider webbing thing through his veins.
Yeah,
He's
leading
been
up to where his
poisoned.
heart is. He's
Yep.
been poisoning like Marv. Yep.
And Keely's there, but she has like a knife to her throat. They put chains on Evie and Tristan so they can't use their magic.
Yeah.
And they're like trying to fight to get to Gideon. And Gideon's like, listen, it's fine. If I die, I die. It's
Yeah.
okay. I failed you so many times.
Yeah.
I'm not failing you now. It's okay. And she was like, I'm not letting you die. And he's like, you don't have to. There's no cure for this poison in this world. But if you
Yeah.
enact the curse, it will be in the next world.
will
He
be in
will
the next
live.
world. Yeah.
Everything will be,
And
fine.
that's what gets Evie.
Mhm.
That's
She's like,
what gets Evie.
everything will be fine. It's crazy. Nora Sage's kids, with Lissa's light, there's one to protect, one to destroy, and one to heal.
Yeah.
And I'm like, that was crazy. Didn't see it that way. And and so they're basically convincing Evie to give over some of her magic, say this incantation for this curse to enact. They're all trying to tell her no. But she says, I almost lost you once. I'm not doing it
I'm gonna do it
again.
again.
She turns to Tristan and she's like, you said you'd find me in every world. Find me in the next one.
Yep. Hold
She
on.
says-
First of all, they say that they have Lissa's starlight magic. And
Yes.
they're like,
So
that's
they don't have
not
to involve the
what's-
child.
That's not what's in the plant. That's Sage's magic. And they're like, surprise, surprise. When we took Evie's magic and put it into Tristan, we also, or like around the same time, no, after that, when Lissa was born, we took Lissa's magic and put it into your mother.
Yeah.
And-
Or like maybe it was like a part of her because she was having, I don't know.
Part
Yeah.
of
It
her
was
ma-
very
they
weird.
they moved it over into
To
Nora. Sage.
Nora,
So
yeah.
Nora Sage is not actually the starlight magic. It's all Lissa
It's
who has
Lissa.
the starlight magic.
Yeah.
Proceed
Which was probably going to be important in the next book.
in the next book.
So she's saying her goodbye to Tristan. She's like, hey, find me the next one then. And
Yep.
he's like, okay, they kiss. She says the incantation. Gideon
put a-
also has to say the incantation.
Yeah,
He
they
says
put
the
drops of the
incantation.
magic into the book.
Destiny's like blah 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 blah. Curse. When the curse happens, it like pulls everybody. Like an explosion happens.
Yeah.
Evie's on the other end of the field now. Tristan's on one end.
Yeah.
They see like a storm cloud coming in, which is the curse.
Yeah.
And then Evie and Tristan decide to run towards each other.
With their hands like
Their hands are reaching for each other. They just barely miss each other, and then end of the chapter.
End of the chapter. That's it. That's it.
So then we get the next chapter.
We get the next chapter. See, this is why I knew this was happening. Like I knew that this
I
was
knew
gonna
it was going to happen because
happen.
there's no. I mean, no, but I've read. I mean, again, it's the same thing. I've read so many books with the like forgetting thing.
Yeah.
I'm just so sick and tired of that trope.
I
I'm
get
so
it.
sick and tired of forgetting.
There's
tropes.
only so many tropes, Nikki.
but I don't like this one.
I know, but I was like, oh, I knew this was gonna happen. I knew this was gonna happen. And like
Yeah.
this last chapter,
It had to have for any of it to make sense.
this last chapter, I was like, okay, it makes me feel better about
I think
everything.
you
that
liked
just
this last
happened.
chapter more than I did. I was like,
I
I liked the
did.
one part of it. I really did. So last chapter.
Yeah.
Do you want to go over it? Or do you want me to go over it?
Well, go for it.
Okay. Last chapter, we find out Evie is the villain,
The villainous.
the villainess, the wicked woman, whatever you want to call her. She has stolen goods from Benedict, the
Yep.
king of Benedict, and Tristan, his son, his heir,
His prince.
is chasing her down to capture her.
Because she's evil.
Because she is now the villain and he is now a true prince.
A true prince. He's now.
Okay.
part
And
of
they don't remember
Benny's-
each other. He
Nope.
ends up finding her and he's like,
This is the first time that they have seen each other.
it's like 2 weeks later.
It's 2 weeks later. This is the first
Yeah.
time they've seen each other since the curse happened.
curse.
So he doesn't know what she looks like. He thinks that she's got fire for hair. She,
Yeah.
like you remember how back in the first book,
It's
everyone
exactly like
drew
the
the
first
villain.
freaking
It's
book.
exactly like the first book.
Where she's like, I thought you were supposed to be ugly, not pretty.
Yeah.
Like, yeah, essentially
and he
the same.
literally says the same
Just
thing.
the
to
rules
her.
are reversed.
Uh-huh.
rules
And I
are
love it.
reversed.
I
Oh,
loved it.
I do and I don't. Like, I don't want to read the exact same book as the first one. I
Oh.
hope it's different. That's my thing. Like, I hope the
it's
banter's
going to
still
be
there
different.
and like that, but I need a different story.
It's going to be different because it already is, Nick.
I know, but I just want them to be happy. I'm tired of it. We're 4 books in.
They're going to be happy. I honestly don't think that this is going to last as long as we feel like it's going to last because
But do they get their
literally
memories back, or is it just like, okay, I trust you, we're together
I
now from
think
now
they
on?
do. I think that they have to like here's my theory. Okay, hold on. First of all, Tristan catches her. He looks at her and he's like,
Damn, she's
Wha-
beautiful.
she's gorgeous. Like, why am I
Yeah.
having these feelings over
Yeah.
this person I've never met, be this villainous person?
Right.
And he like touches her and he's like, what is happening right now?
Yeah.
Like there's
I
something
will say
weird.
my favorite part of this whole thing is she touches his face at one point and he's like,
Yeah.
You're touching my face. And she's like, Yes. And he goes, are you happy with that decision? Exact quote from the very first book.
Yes. And I think that is exactly the point is all of this stuff is happening. They've said this before. So they're like, what? This is so weird. And
Deja
like
vu.
that one of his guards like captures her and has like once again a freaking knife to her neck. And
Yeah, and
he's
he's
like,
like being
let
very
her-
weird with her. And he's
very
like, let her go. We're like
Yeah.
just here to arrest her. We're not here
Yeah.
to like do anything weird.
let her be.
Yeah.
And like he was not doing it. And Tristan fucking like I was like, get
Beat the shit out of him. Yeah.
the shit out of him.
Yeah.
And he told Evie, she was like, the fuck did you do that for? And he's like, what the fuck did I do that for?
Yeah.
And like he doesn't understand why he's acting this way.
yeah.
And like he hears other valiant guards coming and he's like, you gotta hide. And she's like, what do you mean? Like, this is weird. He hides her behind a tree and like they have like this little moment and he's like, just stay here. And he leaves and he's like, oh yeah, the villainous woman beat up this guard. How sad. Let's go. And he gives her the key.
Yeah, the key. I don't understand why. Why does that just happen? All of a sudden, he's like,
because
"Here's the key." I don't get it. He's
This
like,
is
oh, there's something
this
in
is
my
why.
hand, and then it's the key, and I'm like, "What?" First of all, what does this key do? I don't
I don't know.
remember or what that.
I don't know.
Because like I don't
But
understand.
now she
is that
has
the
the key.
anchor?
I think so. Now she has the key and she has the stained glass at Massacre Manor. She just doesn't know what to do with it yet. And like he knows this but doesn't know this. I have a theory that as soon as he steps foot into Massacre Manor, things are going to start coming
Flying
back to
back.
him. Yeah.
Yeah.
Once he's in that element, I think things are going to start flying back. I don't think this is going to take
You know what
a
I think it's
whole
gonna be?
book. What?
I think they're gonna kiss. True love's
Oh,
kiss.
100%.
And that's
They're gonna
break it.
It's gonna break it. And but like
Yeah.
it's gonna start. He's gonna be like, "Why is this so familiar? Why am I doing
and
this?
then they're gonna
I've
have
done this
feelings,
before."
and then they're gonna kiss,
And
and
they're
it's gonna
just
come
gonna
back.
do it, and everything's gonna like open their freaking eyes, and they're gonna live happily ever fucking after forever ever.
It better be in the last book. Next book. Last book.
Next book. I don't know if the next book's the last book, Nikki. We don't know if
I
the next
know.
book's She's writing it right now, though. She's writing
know.
it.
She is
She
writing
keeps
it. Thank
fucking
you.
posting TikToks
Yeah.
up in here, like, oh, you guys don't know, and I'm like, no, I don't know, but can you tell me? Can you
Seriously,
please tell
Hannah.
me,
It's
Hannah?
rude at this point.
Hannah,
Rude.
Hannah.
Last thing I want to mention is there is an epilogue. In the epilogue, it's Winnie. It's 2 weeks after Arthur's funeral. She's being berated and battered and actually being physically hit by Amara for being such an insolence, whatever, what have you.
Yep.
Winnie's like, you know what? I'm tired of this. I quit. Amara hits her.
Hard.
She goes down. Alexander Kingsley, the prince, the man himself, walks in,
Person.
stabs Amara in
right
the heart
right in the heart, kills
with
her.
a dagger,
Yeah, it does.
turns to Winnie, helps her up, and says, "Would you like a job?"
It's almost like
It's the weirdest
villain.
fucking thing in it.
It's the villain in Evie, but playing out with a different prince.
It's the weirdest fucking thing.
This
That's
is
what it is.
That's what's in my head.
But
It's
that's what we're at.
That is where we're at.
I think Alexander Kingsley is not a good prince. I think he hates being a prince and is like, fuck everything.
I think
Fuck everybody.
my theory is in this world post curse, it's Kingsley and Winnie who are in Evie and Tristan's spot, and they're going to be the ones that have to break the curse. That's just it's something in my
We're
head.
just gonna keep doing that where it just keeps getting passed along. I'm gonna get done with this
I
series
think this
real
is the
quick.
last. I think that's the last pass along.
I'm gonna get it better
Because
because I'm gonna get done
How
with the series real
strange
quick.
is it that Kingsley walks in, saves Winnie from being abused, and says, "Would you like a job?" Out of nowhere, out of nowhere. Where did he come from? What job is he talking about? But he's now the prince again. Is he
Yeah,
living in his own manor?
Lily pad.
The lily
I
pad
don't know what it's
castle?
called.
I don't know. Something. He's prince of something again.
Yeah.
So, like, is it
the Southern Kingdom?
now she's going to be the assistant to?
Well, Fate
Kingsley?
and Destiny had both said that each kingdom has their own prophecy, their own
Prophecy.
destinies.
Yeah.
Essentially, their own storybooks.
Yeah.
So I'm wondering if they play out their own
Their own
storybook,
storybook. Maybe we'll get more than one
prophecy
book.
thing,
Maybe we'll get a Kingsley and Winnie
like a
book,
spinoff
and we'll get
or
a
novella.
Tristan and Evie book. I don't know. What do you? Okay, before we sign off, this is a long one, guys. Sorry, this is a lot to cover.
was.
What do you rate this book overall?
Oh, like a 4.5 out of 5.
Oh, same.
It pissed me the fuck off. And
Yeah.
I'm tired of this whole losing memory shit and that we had to go back to the beginning again. But I
Sure.
still loved it. The banter is amazing. The way he speaks
Amazing.
to her is incredible.
Ugh, it makes every other man just
This-
so
there
insignificant.
was a part, and I texted you about this, and I said, "Oh my god!" Because there's a part where they're like, Benedict was like trying to be snide with him, and he's like, "What? You're just gonna be like her lapdog?" And he's like, "No, like her
husband.
I was like,
Yes. And Evie said, "My
Yes.
hon now? Or is this you proposing?" And he said, "No, but like
No,
I'm just
but-
making plans for the future. It's gonna
Yeah.
happen." Like I just
I was like,
love
"Oh."
Tristan Maverian.
Yeah.
I
so
love
it
Tristan.
was. I did love this book. I'm
Yeah.
just pissed off.
Next question. What do we think I should do about this tattoo?
I think you should get it removed.
Nah, I think Kingsley's
It
gonna
could-
turn
it could
himself
still
around.
Turn around, maybe.
I think to Kingsley, I have faith in my boy. Look, I got my plushie up here. He's watching over me. I think that Kingsley is going to have his
A
redemption.
redemption.
Because I think it's going to be shown that he was either coerced or forced or felt like
But
he
he
had no
wasn't.
other
He just
option.
said, "Oh, I want to save my
Nicole?
friends. I'm a frog. Who cares what happens to me?"
As far as he remembers, that's what he said. But the Benedict has freaking just throwing Kingsley on my desk. Benedict has freaking the destiny monster on his side, so maybe she got him to
Yeah,
see
but they
something.
have fate on their side.
They do now, yeah.
Well, not really, because she refuses to intervene with anything.
Well, yeah, which is so stupid in my opinion, but whatever.
Yeah.
I don't know, girl.
Anyway,
Anyway,
this was a good read.
I think it
I
was
highly
a great
recommend
read.
it.
I
I'm
think that
just
it
pissed
had a
off.
little bit of spice.
Yeah, it had
It's
more
not-
spice than anything.
It had more
all the other
spice than all the
ones.
other books for sure. It's not graphic spice. This is still YA, so like it's very fade to black, but like
yeah,
it was still good spice. I
and
still thought it
everyone
was
is
really
coupled
good.
up.
Everyone is coupled up. Every single
Everyone.
person in this book
Every
except
single
Lissa is coupled up.
Yeah.
The Guarves are coupled up. Marv is coupled up. Everyone is
Fluffy's
coupled
not.
up. Aw, Fluffs.
We gotta find a fluff.
someone
We
for
gotta find a
Fluffy.
fluffetta.
Fluffetta. That would be so cute. But everyone needs to tell us what they thought of this book
Yeah, let me know how much you're pissed off too,
in
please.
the comments, because Nikki's really pissed off. I'm not. I'm very optimistic. I'm having good vibes. I think it's going to be great. I think it's going to end the way that we want it to end. I just need it to get there.
Better.
We have like a year
book
before the
5.
next one comes out.
Okay, but it needs to be in book 5. Like, it's at the
Same.
point where, like, you know how like when a series goes on too long, as much as I love the series, it's for me, it's starting to get to the point where, like, okay, either
Light
get
lark.
together. I was thinking it. Like, either get together or don't.
Or
at this
don't.
point.
Or don't. Yeah. I think they
Yeah.
will. I think
I
book
hope
5,
they do. I want them to.
I think they are.
And it
Because
has to happen in
now
the next book, or else I'm gonna stop reading. I'm gonna
Evie
DNF.
is on Tristan's radar, and Tristan is on Evie's radar. They know what each other looks like. They know where they. It's gonna happen. It's gonna happen quickly. I have good feelings about this. Kingsley's gonna turn around, and we're gonna learn why he did this. It's gonna be fine, and everyone else is gonna agree with me because I need you to agree with me because I need the validation
for your tattoo.
tattoo. I literally have Kingsley on my body. Yeah.
It's fine.
Yeah. But yeah.
Okay,
Join
guys.
us next week because we are talking about a whole new series.
I believe it's
Lead-
Fourth Wing.
Fourth Wing. It's Fourth Wing.
I love Fourth Wing.
Everybody put your pants on.
It's
because
a lot of
we're-
information.
We're getting ready to talk about Zayden Ryerson. So
The Zayden Ryerson.
oh,
We're
buckle
talking
up.
about Liam
oh,
and Riddick,
and Riddick and
and-
Sawyer and
Bodhi,
Dane.
and Dane.
But anyway,
And
join us
Dane.
next week.
Join us next
Join
week,
us
guys.
next week.
Thank you.
Goodbye.
Bye.